It started like a scene out of a family sitcom. Laughter, luggage, a bustling house with the kind of controlled chaos that only comes before a long-awaited vacation. Everyone was packed, ready. Anticipation buzzed through the walls like electricity. But the moment my daughter Jessica walked into the living room with panic in her eyes, everything stopped. Her passport was gone. She tore through her bag once, twice. I could see the blood draining from her face. We ran back home, flung open every drawer, searched every corner. Meanwhile, my wife Beth and her daughters, Monica and Leah, stood by the front door, urging us to forget it. "Come on, we'll miss the flight," they said. "Just leave her. It'll be fine." But it wasn't fine. It was never going to be fine. Let me rewind. I've been married to Beth for 5 years. I brought one daughter into this marriage, Jessica. She's 18 now, smart, kind, and fiercely independent, though life hasn't made that easy. Beth, on the other hand, brought 2 daughters into the mix, Monica and Leah, 25 and 28. Both single moms, both living under our roof. And from the beginning, the balance felt off. It started with babysitting. Monica and Leah often needed help with their kids, and Jessica, being great with children, agreed. At first. But they paid her barely anything, and over time, Jessica began to draw boundaries. Reasonable ones. She wasn't their live-in nanny. Beth and I had to step in. Eventually, we agreed that if Jessica babysat, Beth would cover her pay directly. That settled things for a while. Then came the vacation. 3 days, that's all. A short family trip that I'd spent months planning. Everyone said they wanted to go. But then Monica and Leah started whispering that maybe Jessica should stay behind to babysit. They said the grandkids were used to her, that a new sitter would just cause problems. They said Jessica wasn't that into our destination anyway, but I knew my daughter. She wanted this trip. She needed it. Beth offered to pay Jessica double to stay back. The pressure mounted. They brought it up again, and again, and again, until finally I snapped. "Enough," I said. "She's coming. End of discussion." Or so I thought. The day of the trip arrived. Everyone packed, everyone ready. And then, the passport, gone. Beth and her daughters kept insisting we leave. Go without her. She'll stay with the kids. It's best for everyone. And just like that, they told the babysitter we had hired to go home, sent her away like a prop no longer needed. I felt something twist in my gut. Jessica, meanwhile, was on the verge of tears. She hadn't lost her passport. She never misplaces important things. I knew something was wrong. And then Monica cracked. She confessed. She had helped Leah hide the passport. Hide it. To force Jessica to stay behind. I asked them where it was. They danced around the question. First, Monica said Leah had it. Then Leah denied it. They laughed. They smirked. Until I lost it. I said, "If I don't get it back right now, the vacation's off." That's when they gave it back. There it was. My daughter's identity. Her right to travel. Her place in our family trip. Stolen. Hidden. Just so 2 grown women could offload their responsibilities on an 18-year-old girl who owed them nothing. So I did what I said I'd do. I canceled everything. No trip. No sunshine. No beaches. Nothing. I turned to Monica and Leah and told them exactly what I thought about their entitlement, their selfishness, their cruelty. They scurried upstairs and stayed there. Beth, she didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. She told me I punished her daughters for worrying about their kids and wanting them to stay with someone they know. No, they didn't worry about their kids. If they did, they would have stayed home. They would have found a solution that didn't involve lying, stealing, manipulating. They didn't care about what Jessica wanted. They didn't care that she's part of this family too. They saw her as a tool, a utility, a live-in babysitter who didn't deserve a vacation. And worse, Beth saw nothing wrong with it. She backed them. She defended them. And suddenly, everything about the last 5 years began to look different. The snide remarks, the cold shoulders, the constant expectations that Jessica would pick up the slack. I started asking myself, what else have they done behind my back? What else has Jessica endured in silence? I realized that the problem wasn't just Monica and Leah. It was Beth, her blind loyalty, her belief that Jessica is somehow less than, disposable. After everything, it's not the ruined vacation that hurts. It's the betrayal, the gaslighting, the realization that I allowed this to go on for far too long. Jessica is a young woman now. She's growing, evolving, figuring out who she is in this world. And I allowed her to live under a roof where she was treated like a second-class citizen. I saw it, and I ignored it for the sake of keeping the peace. But peace built on injustice is just silence, and silence is complicity. So I stood up. Too late? Maybe. But I stood, because I won't let my daughter feel invisible in her own home. I won't let 3 adults, grown women, manipulate and isolate her under my roof. And now, I'm asking myself the question that led me to write all this down. So, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for canceling a trip that took weeks of planning? Because I discovered my stepdaughters conspired to remove my daughter from it? Am I the asshole for finally saying no? Am I the asshole for choosing my daughter? Or was I just too late? This is the AITA Story Vault, and here's my reflection. Sometimes, we don't realize the harm happening right in front of us. Not because we're blind, but because we're comfortable. It's easy to ignore the whispers of injustice when you're not the one being hurt by them. But the truth has a way of breaking through. This wasn't just a story about a stolen passport. This was a story about agency, about control, about a young woman being systematically excluded by the very people who claimed to be family. It was about a father who finally saw the full picture and chose to act. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not soon enough, but decisively. Let this be a reminder that family isn't about blood or marriage or proximity. It's about respect, boundaries, integrity, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say no. So now, I'll ask you, if you were in his shoes, would you have canceled the vacation? Would you have confronted your spouse? Would you have stood between your daughter and the people trying to use her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, just because someone calls you family doesn't mean they treat you like it. Until next time, stay brave, stay awake, and protect your peace.